jubilation for the Sunshine Girls from Jamaica as they come away with a wonderful victory in a netball, the final group stage match of their netball competition. A big Herculean effort by the Sunshine Girls. This video would have been making rounds on social media as the Jamaicans were celebrating their Sunshine Girls, who were doing a great job in Birmingham. Hello and welcome to the highlight show for the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham 2022 of Day 7 of action. My name is Gerard Morrisili. So glad to have you. Let's get right into it and show you some of the highlights of that netball game. The Sunshine Girls coming up against world number 1 Australia in a top of the table clash. Let's look at the final quarter of that encounter.
In the latest instalment in Bruce versus Fowler, Fowler this time who gets the call.
Instruction, both players. Step up, keeper.
Well then. It started with an intercept, it ends with a goal, and Jamaica go 2 up on this quarter.
Great from Ward. Watson just not coming onto the ball, and Ward using that speed to run through and get that intercept.
From centre pass to goal, the run of 2 on for Jamaica. There's the look from the captain. 4-1 up on the quarter. Back to within 3 overall. Now what do Australia do? Every time they've been questioned in this match, they've just played it calm.
A nice swing, but then it just means everybody's on the opposite side, so it takes time.
Sterling is down, she's down, the post felt her on the way through, she's back up, but only in time to watch Bueta finish that one off. Can't take your eyes off it. Calls around court. It's a cacophony of noise and trainer squeaks and players yelling for it, and the desire to make it through to the post.
Australia!
Over to you, Australia.
That is the attacking work that is Williams again back on court. She has lifted that side, giving them a little bit more structure, a little bit more accuracy on that pass.
Now the chance of defense again from inside the NEC arena. Have to go back to Ash Brazel. Wood out of that circle, blocked off getting back into it. Bueta all alone. Wood tries to find it, but a replay ball. That was coming.
It was indeed. They were getting so close together, so tight. And that's when Jamaica put on the pressure. Keep them wide, Australia.
This has a whiff of Jamaica in the second quarter about it. They pulled that one back to 16 all. They're 5-2 up on this quarter score. You're right in that change of bringing Williams back on. Just really got that attacking end going. Bruce on her front. Fowler up top. Drops in, and look at that.
She was just willing that goal to go through. She gave it a little extra jump, even though the ball wasn't in her hand.
Jamaica centre parts to go back within 1. Over the top. Easy does it. The Raw will tell you all you need to know.
So key. You saw Jamaica go into that quarter. Their heads were down. They looked despondent, but they've come out into this fourth.
Australia coach Stacey Marinkovic said a big first 5 minutes. It's a 5 minutes that's seen her side go 5 goals down on the quarter score. 1 up overall. Now the defense again. Bueta stretches. Bueta can't stick. Jamaica bench on their toes. Now they'll come from the back of the court to try and draw this level.
Jamaica throwing. Jamaica.
This game is electric. It will be who takes this, which team can keep their heads in it. It's not just about your physical play, it's who has that mental toughness just to do the right things at the right time and not give away silly mistakes.
Australia will make Jamaica take every second of their 3 on the way through. I think Fowler perhaps in the replay didn't have control of that.
There she is, next to him out. A goal take.
Let's bring the hustle, was the call from Fowler. She was ready to take that from her shooting partner. We are all level. 8-2 ahead on the quarter. A little bounce in, Beckford out. She'll know, she'll find Fowler. And Janelle Fowler, captain of Jamaica, takes them in front.
She is the leading scorer for the Suncorp Super Netball League. She is multiple times player of the season, really doing it for her squad in this game.
Now Australia, the world #1s, are swinging from behind. Watson, the captain, finds Wood. She shuts out the noise inside the arena. Steph Wood has been brilliant this match.
And Fowler just coming out to release allows her centre court to be able to get ball on the edge of the circle. Like we said all along, one-on-one, she's so good in the circle. Cool as a cucumber.
50 up for Jamaica, halfway point during this final quarter. Watson, the Australia captain, trying to calm things in front. Buetta on the dribble, that one, they said it's okay. Just all ends up in that attacking end now for Australia.
Yeah, it's just looking a little bit sticky and not as smooth getting it into the shooters, having to play this ball around a lot. Just arms everywhere.
Game plan working for Jamaica, but you have to stand and applaud that from Steph Wood again.
Just shuts everything else around her out, and it's just her and the post.
50-50 on the scoreboard, and that's pretty much how this match could go.
Goal take obstruction. Dolphins contact
Hustling and bustling and just forcing their way through Jamaica at the moment.
Not in front.
Just getting these penalty calls, and it's just getting them ever closer to the circle edge. And Beckford continues. She's loving life.
Oh, how we wish this was a match in the latter stages, because we'd have extra time. But this one can draw up. Perhaps it's what they deserve. The Jamaican fans in the crowd will tell you they more than deserve this win. What a last 5.5 minutes or so we're in for.
Players do not want extra time, Caroline.
They won't have it today, don't worry.
Ever.
It's just us, feeling a bit spoilt, needing a bit more. Let's enjoy what's in front of us. 51 all.
Great take. Williams just... distribution of ball has been so on point.
She's had a spell on the bench, come back on and really injected some ambition, hope and entertainment into this Jamaica side, which is the perfect combination.
Great step from Dixon Watson. See how she drew Weston out to the right, but gave Fowler even more space under the post.
Brazel finds Buetta. She's come out for the cause. Wood's still in there. Buetta tries to get head down and back in, but she's blocked off by Jamaica. Set up, set up, set up. They forced them into it.
They did, they did. They put so much pressure now on this attacking end for Australia.
Look at those turns. Look at those turns. They haven't always, as you say, been on the reward end of it, though.
12 for Jamaica.
Well, they went 8-4 up in that first quarter. That seems like a lifetime ago, but they're about to nudge to clear. That's what it means to Jamaica. And as if you could sense it coming, Australia make a change. This a change to try and force their way back into it.
Definitely, you're going to see Bruce's move to goal defence, see if she can give a little bit more hassle on Beckford and Clow, who I think a goalkeeper, whenever she's come on, has made an impact.
Straight up.
Well, the impact comes.
Goal shooter and offside.
Brazel has kept motoring and ticking through this. So Bruce out to goal defence. She was an option then for Maloney. Captain Watson back out to Maloney. Oh, it's back to Bruce. Just threading to Wood. Still can't find Bueta. All forming a queue inside.
And they're just giving up Jamaica this space to be able to come out. It's just been a little bit too tight, playing close together. But the strength from Wood got that contact call, and then she's quick off mark.
Well, they're back to within a goal, are Australia, but they are 13-6 down on the quarter. Their centre pass. This to tie us back up again. Look at where they're having to go back to. Every board is being used in this one. Wood. And this is where they've been so successful, Jamaica. It's what was demanded of them in that quarter time. Just trying to keep everything out of that circle.
Oh, back! Shavira Sterling on the rejection of the pass.
Well, I said she's the only currency you need in netball. Sterling is a joy. Payback time. Now what did Jamaica do? Over the top. She had hands in her face. She had body on body. Janelle Fowler emerges.
What a game.
Fowler does the job to reward Sterling and the shutout. One end to the other. This Jamaica side do not want to give this one up. They haven't beaten Australia here at the Commonwealth Games. They played in every games against one another. They are taking on the world number ones, and at the moment they are heading to that historic first win.
Goal shooter, goal shooter, that's the lane play. Yep, get it back quicker.
Just telling Fowler, everyone getting a little carried away perhaps. You've got to allow that ball to go. And that's what Australia need now. Got to be quick in the transition. Little pat on the back from Maloney to Wood. Oh, on the back up. Bueta was angry in that rebound. She wasn't giving that one up.
No, she wasn't. So key. But what I've noticed, the times when Jamaica are playing, as we see that great lift from Wilson, but taken from Bueta. When they're down their bench end, if the defensive end are next to their bench, they really lift their game. It's like they can feel the talk and the noise from their bench, and it just takes them off another maybe something for other teams to think about when they're picking ends of court or first centre pass.
Well, Australia have come back. They've been toe to toe. They've swung blow to blow. And now, surely this one is gone from them. 3-goal lead. We know Australia can be quick in the transition, but there's no one there in the circle. They're being marshalled up court. This defensive work from Jamaica. Throw every superlative at it. And as much as Australia respond now, it's the clock who's their greatest enemy. 2 goals down, last 45 seconds. All Jamaica need do is keep it in hand, play it around court. This is just a pool match. How lucky are we as what to come this weekend? As the medals come falling, will it be a golden one for Jamaica? Beckford, bounce in again. She's waiting. Delay as much as you like. They can play it around. They know the win is going with them.
Instruction, back outside.
Last few seconds. That is what it means.
Oh, what right there to Bacon, defensive technical coach. So pleased, but Bueta says, I'm still in this game, but it's all too little, too late.
Jamaicans are on the court. They're dancing in the stands. They're dancing in their huddles. This was just a pool match, but this was no ordinary pool match. This was about taking the pool, about marching into finals weekend, about showing Australia that Jamaica are here and they mean business. Jamaica 57, Australia 55.
Yeah, so the Sunshine Girls coming away with a big victory there against the world number 1 Australia, and they turn their attention now to their semi-final against New Zealand on Saturday. Let's hear now from their coach, Connie Francis.
Very happy happy and proud to see what we have accomplished today, and especially Jamaica sits there, trust me. But all in all, I thought that if we keep our composure, press the scoreboard, press our defending team, keep pushing, something will break through. And it is important that the girls know and they relish the challenge that at this point, this stage in the latter part of the game, that when we surge forward, they were determined to keep the lead, because that is what we have been practicing, and that is what they wanted. They wanted this victory more than anything else. We just have to make sure that when we have it, we don't make careless passes and we don't make careless contacts and take ourselves out of it. And I can tell you that this is what I'm loving with our team defense, is that we are not creating unnecessary contact. You know, my daughter Shari's back home, she said, "Mommy, you'll make it to the finals, but if you go to the finals, you can win." And I think that these girls are even more determined than what my daughter has said. These girls are willing and they're ready to take on this gold medal.
Yeah, ready and willing to take on whoever stands in front of them. New Zealand stands in front of them when it comes to reaching the final, and they have to deal with them first on Saturday. Let's take our first break. When we come back, it's going to talk about athletics. Let's head to athletics now on this highlight show for the Commonwealth Games Day 7 in Birmingham 2022. It wasn't good news for Hansel Parchment, as he had to pull out of the finals of the men's 110 hurdles. Of course, if you would remember, he had to pull out of the final moments before the gun went off due to injury, and a replica of that day today, and he wasn't able to compete. However, despite his anguish, it was still a golden day on the track for the Caribbean.
Heat number 4 of the men's 200 metres. Jareem Richards will be the favourite in this one. Keep your eyes, though, on Jareem Richards. 1983, this season, the national champion and the World Championship finalist, starts in lane number 5. Pretty even start. Richards has got out nicely. All the action at the moment in the outer lanes. Richards moving nicely though. Hazel going well in lane number 4, as is Matt Sendra in lane number 3. Oh, look at Jareem Richards though. Good over 200, good over 400, and 20.68 seconds. Another following wind, it doesn't matter. But that was very, very impressive by an athlete who has wonderful speed and super speed endurance, and confirmed at 20.68 seconds.
The lineup for Heat 3 of the women's 200 metres. A couple of non-starters, and significant one in particular there, Tanya Gaither of the Bahamas. She was 7th in the 100 last night, clearly feeling the efforts from her 100 campaign. Watch White in lane 2, 100 finalist last night for Jamaica. Well, good start from White, extreme right of picture. Also going well, Hannah Breyer has come off the blocks really well. Good bend from her so far. They come into the straight now, and White has a slight lead from Breyer. The first 3, remember, go through by right. In lane 4 going well is Abby Galpin of Guernsey. Galpin is going to go through without any trouble to the semis, but White easing off 40 metres out, winning from Hannah Breyer, 23.62. Doing the minimum necessary to get through there. Job done. Stay calm, as Linford Christie advised last night. Do not celebrate early. Just keep your mind and your body absolutely focused. Retain all that energy. There's time for celebration ahead. Time for more emotion to be sown ahead. Well, there it is. Natalia White goes through okay for Jamaica, as we expected. Hannah Breyer of Wales as well. And Abby Galpin of Guernsey. They all qualify and can refocus now. Pack away their stuff and start thinking about the next round.
Now to the 5th heat. All eyes on Elaine Thompson-Herah, the Olympic champion over the 1 and the 2, and as of last night, the Commonwealth champion over the 100 metres. Watch out as well for Beth Dobbin of Scotland.
Set.
An expectant hush around the stadium. You can hear a pin drop. Thompson-Hera has Cartwright to chase. Going well is Beecher. Coming round that bend with Beth Dobbin also in the mix for one of these top 3 automatic places. But Thompson-Hera is floating down the track. Dobbin closing in on Beecher. Hera jogs across the line. Dobbin second, Beecher third, 22.80. She's 900 slower than Ofili from the previous heat, but that looked utterly effortless. She's helped a little bit by that handy tailwind. But I don't know about you, Steph, I'm just so impressed at the maturity of Thompson-Hera. Well, you can see the strength of that wind that was helping Elaine Thompson-Hera, but she was mostly catapulted by enormous talent. At 22.80, Beth Dobbin coming through to outdip Beecher. Prito already guaranteed a place in the semi-finals.
This is her attempt at 1 metre and 81. In the second Commonwealth Games. 11th at the World Championships. Won over a height of 1 metre and 89 on that occasion. Entered the competition here at 176, so had 2 clearances so far. So looking good for qualifying here. If we don't get 12 athletes over the height of 190, it will be that number that's taken forward 12 to the final. And there's confirmation, a good clearance there by Williamson. This is Group B. Lamara Distin, her second attempt at 1 metre and 81. So lots of athletes previously, didn't we, jumping over nicely at this height, as does she. It's a good clearance by the Jamaican. Entering at 181, the 22-year-old, studies in the US of A. And in good form this year, 197 a lifetime best, so 181 negotiated at the second time of asking. So 1 metre 81 was enough for our athletes to qualify for that women's high jump final. Emily Borthwick of England's there, birthday girl Laura Zayler, as is Patterson. And her teammate, Ollie Slagers as well, is going to be very, very entertaining, that women's high jump final. And it was just 6 athletes in the end. Season's best for Shetty. Unfortunately, not good enough to get her through to the final on Saturday.
Well, what a session we're going to have on Saturday morning. Geneve Russell on the inside is the defending champion. Watch for her and her compatriot Salmon of Jamaica, who goes in 6. Respectful silence from the crowd. You could absolutely hear a pin drop in this packed arena. Salmon's gone out well, up onto the shoulder of Angunu. He's looking at the Jamaican third from the left-hand side, and already beginning to sweep through on the inside and eat up that stagger is the reigning champion, Geneve Russell. Portia Bing coming past the athlete from Turks and Caicos, and remember, we've only got 3 guaranteed spots. A bit of a stutter into that one by Bing of New Zealand, who's lost a little bit of ground, and she perhaps is feeling the pressure now with Russell coming through on her inside. Russell, the champion, leads, Portia Bing in second, and Salmon in third. These 3 some way clear of Hay Smith of the Turks and Caicos. Bing's going backwards a little bit here as Salmon comes through. Good finish by the younger of the 2 Jamaicans. Salmon from Russell and Bing are our 3 automatic qualifiers, and a long way back was Hay Smith of Turks and Caicos, who'll have to wait and see. 55.3, she timed that drive over the last 80 or 90 metres or so really well, the young Jamaican. Both of their fancied athletes will be coming back for the final.
Yeah, nicely done. Just outside 55 seconds.
Goes in lane 6, and she was a World Championship bronze medalist back. So watch Clayton of Jamaica in lane 6. Jessie Knight right in the centre of the picture in the red and white of England. She goes in lane 5. She's had a good season as Jessie Knight, carried the baton very well for a bronze medal in the 4x400 relay in Eugene for Great Britain. Here she is in English colours in the centre there in the red shorts. Going really well, Rochelle Clayton at the moment and hurdling ahead of everybody else. Jessie Knight going strongly inside her. Montcalm of Canada, second to right. She's got a little bit of work to do at the moment. Remember, the first 3 go through by right. 3 of these 5 are guaranteed a spot in the final. Clayton well ahead of the rest of them as they come round towards the finishing straight. Who's clearing the barrier second there? It's very tight between Carly of Australia in the yellow, Jessie Knight of Great Britain in the red and white, and on the inside there, Noel Montcalm in lane 3 for Canada. Jessie Knight stuttering badly at that one, but Clayton's going to win this for Jamaica, about a metre ahead of the Canadian, and Jessie Knight just hangs on for that 3rd spot under pressure from Sarah Carly of Australia. But I rather think Carly will go through as one of those 2 automatic qualifiers. 4th place in the first heat was 58.2 by Yannick Hay-Smith of Turks and Caicos, but that from Clayton ensures 3 Jamaicans do go through. Will stay in 8th place. In 7th, Schmeichel. Now this is the danger man, capable of pushing one out way beyond 65 metres. 2nd place, remember, is Okoye, 64.97, behind the Australian Denny's 66.72. Left-handed thrower, and that's big. That is very close to 65 metres from Schmeichel. Keeping a cool head, isn't he? Don't celebrate until you've finished the job. That will be pushing for a place in the top 3. Alex Rose, 64.56. Can he get beyond that? It's really tight, I think. 64.58, moves into 3rd place by 2 centimetres, and the Samoan Rose shunted down to 4th.
Go for him today.
Laquan Nairn has just watched Van Buren take his lead with 8:06. How will he respond? Oh, and that is a big one. That looks to be right on the mark from Van Buren. Excellent power down the runway.
It's going to be close to that lead of 8:06, isn't it? Nice little battle brewing here between the Bahamas athlete and the South African.
It's going to be like to see a few leadership changes.
He's a really, really exciting athlete because remember, he started out as a high jumper. He's got brilliant all-round muscle definition and he's in the lead. Perhaps that might be on the line today. It's possible, but it is quite cool here as we approach 10 o'clock in the evening local time. The big news earlier on today, the Olympic champion Hansel Parchment not able to take his place in the lineup for this final. We were really looking forward to seeing him. However, there are 7 other world-class men, and one of them is going to walk away with the title, and there they are. So many years of work for a moment just like this.
Set.
They're away first time. Broadbell's got a good start and he's up on the rest of the field. Remember, he was the quickest qualifier. He's pulling away from everyone here. What a performance. Watch for Posey on the near side and the Barbadian on the far side. Oh, 13.09. That was superb. He was the fastest man to make it through to the final. And on a cold night in Birmingham, he has flown to glory for Jamaica. Andrew Posey came through really well on the near side, and Brathwaite on the far side, I think, is on the podium as well. But they were miles behind. Rashid Broadbell, 21 years of age. He's equalled Colin Jackson's games record from Auckland in 1990. Brathwaite has been given silver, and Posey is on the podium with the bronze. Rashid Broadbell is the Commonwealth champion, a brilliant silver for Brathwaite, and Posey delivers in Birmingham again, edging out Zeller for 3rd.
Yeah, so gold medal for Rashid Broadbell, gold medal for Laquan Nairn as well. And let's take a break now. When we come back, it's going to be more action from day 7. Yeah, so let's head into the boxing ring now. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is the Commonwealth Games highlight show for day 7. Tiana Guy from Trinidad and Tobago, she took on Elizabeth Oshawa of Nigeria in a featherweight bout that would see a ticket, well, let her claim a ticket into the semi-final. Let's see if she was able to punch in that ticket.
Introducing to you first in the red corner, representing Trinidad and Tobago, Tiana Guy.
Last minute adjustments of the headgear.
And her opponent
in
the blue corner, representing Nigeria, Elizabeth Oshawa.
Winner of this will face Samina Toussaint of England or Tina Fahimi of Australia in the last 4. Well, the problems that Tiana Guy has are pretty self-evident.
Also, Oshawa, she punches long as well, doesn't she? She doesn't shorten the shot. So, see when she threw that right hand, she's turned from the body, and it's literally huge. That's good.
Yeah, if Guy can find a way past that reach and can punish the body and get inside and work away close, then you never know, but easier said than done.
And also these little fidgety movements that Guy's doing right now, that will just affect Oshawa. She'll be afraid they want to throw. She'll think that Guy's going to make a move as soon as she throws the shot, so just keeps you offsetting your balance a little bit. Makes you think before you throw, so they're good movements there. Actually, when you do throw, sometimes you throw before you're ready. It's not
nice,
there though.
Nice jab there, wasn't it, from Oshawa? No real big shots landed from either fighter so far. Oshawa maybe just getting the better of it from range.
Yeah, and for all those fidgety movements I was talking about with Guy, at some point you do have to try and get in close.
Italian ref just has a word with the Nigerian. That's a nice right hand. First real good, clean scoring shot that Guy's produced.
Yeah, Oshawa just fished off there, didn't she? Just little Guy just to slide that front foot in there. Throw that right hand over the top.
Well, that's not had a deal of success though, Tiana Guy, apart from that right hand.
Yeah, but Oshawa's is giving her opportunity. She just see her throw a right hand in, throw her whole body into it.
And 4 out of 5 give it to Elizabeth Oshawa. Probably about right.
Yeah, right. It should be 5-0 really, shouldn't, let's be honest. I think the Botswana judge loves an underdog, that we've seen this week. Oh, good left hook there on Oshawa. She made a mistake with the right hand, went too far over the left foot.
Not much of note landing there.
No, Guy got away with holding there, didn't she? Let's get another good left hook there from Oshawa.
And the right hand.
Yeah.
And another.
And again, look, that's the mistake she led. That's the opportunity for Guy, where she, even though she got caught with a shot, it's not a heavy punch, but Oshawa leaned right over. And Guy should have rallied there. But those opportunities don't come too often.
Well, she was behind on 4 judges' cards. And she's not doing too well in this round either, Tiana Guy.
shot there from a shoulder, good right hand. This guy trying to fire back here. That guy's holding her there, Shoba's holding her there.
Referee's been busy here. No formal warning to either fighter yet, but she's had to step in a fair few times.
Oh, it was good fun. She just couldn't get on target, but she did the right thing. She just made the Shoba fall short with those punches. Then she darted in, but just got a distance wrong.
Well, it's been a massive round, this one. I think Ashoba's probably just about edged it, but oh, she's going to have a point taken, is she? She is. A point taken away from Ashoba. Well, that might give a slightly different complexion. And we have 4 judges who've got Tiana Guy ahead. Well, that's what the deducted point has meant. And so the boxer from Trinidad and Tobago, who looks for much of the contest as though she's just being outboxed and outthought by Elizabeth Ashoba, she's a round away from going through. Barry looking a bit mystified.
Yeah, well, the point made it closer, but I'm still not sure she won that round. But anyway, we are where we are. And again, like it's been so often the last couple of days, we're down to a one-round fight.
Good right hand from Ashoba. And again, head of Guy being rocked back. Ashoba knowing she's got to win this last round. Can't afford to get caught up in any more holding either. Another points deduction against the Nigerian, and that really would be curtains.
And that's why it's important for Guy to get close, one to obviously work away and try, but also being the smaller fighter coming up. Ashoba's more likely to hold on, as you see here again there.
A couple of headshots from Guy, did find the target. And you can see Ashoba trying not to hold there.
Helped her out there because she had a nice little left hook.
Guy's fancying it.
Yeah, she's just...
A few feints before trying to launch that right hand.
Oh, good shot as well.
Yeah, she got through with that left, didn't she?
Good head movement there from Guy, making Ashoba miss.
Ashoba's got problems here. Only a minute to go. She needed to win this round, and I'm not sure she is doing. That's a decent right hand from Ashoba, and another. The Guy's still right there, right in front of her, right in her face.
She's got a turner here now, Ashoba.
Ashoba visibly tiring in the closing stages here. Guy looking the stronger and maybe the fresher. So is it the diminutive red-vested Tiana Guy from Trinidad and Tobago who's going to get the verdict here? Elizabeth Ashoba has found this last 3 minutes of frustration. A couple of punches thrown after the final bell from Ashoba, and Tiana Guy gives her a bit of a look, didn't like that.
Well, it's spicy in the end, isn't it? A little couple of punches after the bell from both ladies.
Well, I think Tiana Guy might have done enough in that last round. Could be tight. And I think we're going to get the results any moment now. Yep, it's been handed over and now passed across to our Master of Ceremonies. And now here comes the result.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to your judges' scorecards for a split decision. For your winner, in the blue corner.
You're right, Barry.
Representing Nigeria.
Elizabeth Oshoba gets it.
Elizabeth
came from behind,
Oshoba.
took that last round. Tiana Guy has a look of disgust on her face. Bitterly disappointed. She thought she'd done enough. Elizabeth Oshoba, though, gets through into the last 4, and she took 4 of the judges' cards in that last round, and that proved decisive. She wins it 3-2 on points. There's the scores. 2 of them level, and so they have to cast one way or the other. 3 of them level, in fact, and 2 of them going for Oshoba, and so she goes through and wins it 3-2.
Yeah, so she narrowly missed out on that trip to the semi-finals, but I'm pretty sure that Trinidad and Tobago will be very satisfied with how she represented, and hopefully she can do well in the next cycle. Let's take another break. When we come back, it's down to our final segment. Down to our final segment now in the Commonwealth Games highlight show for day 7 out of Birmingham, England. And we go to squash, where Guyana's pair of Mary Fangafat and Ashley Khalil, they competed against Joel King and Amanda Landers Murphy of New Zealand in for a spot in the semi-finals of the women's doubles competition. Let's take a look at that encounter. We pick up the highlights in the first set.
How close they are, best friends, away from the court, speak every day. When King's in Bristol and Landers Murphy back in New Zealand, they speak, and that sort of stuff makes a huge difference when you're about to play doubles together.
Yeah, you can't buy that sort of familiarity in a pairing. There's no doubt that that is an added bonus. Just the understanding, like you say. Almost like there's an inbuilt radar on the court. They both know what's going on at critical moments, what the other one might be thinking, how they might be wanting the patterns of play to unfold.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just noticed sort of the body language as they both came on. King, you know, hardly looking really at Landers Murphy, getting on with her own preparation, vice versa. And I think if you're a little bit more of an inexperienced pair, or perhaps you don't know each other as well, there's a tendency to almost get too carried away with looking after the other person. But when you know each other so well, you just can look after yourself, come together when you need to. But I think it's a huge bonus for the Kiwi pair, not just in this match, but for the whole event.
Yeah, that seems to just, out of all that, what you're just saying, like just an inbuilt trust, really, about what the other one is going to be able to do, and I don't even have to worry about it, really.
Down. 3-7.
So the Guyanans just finding a way to nibble away at the scoreboard finally and relieve some pressure until Landers Murphy unleashes another
8-3.
big blow with that forehand left side of hers. She's very strong.
No right.
We've seen those given already today, Laura, and that line is quite clear from the referees, quite hard as well. If they feel that players are sort of looking for a cheapish let, they're just not giving it. Oh, that's very high quality boast, volley boast, but it was more like a volley trickle boast.
Not up. 11-3.
Landers Murphy really doing the bulk of the work there in terms of hitting winners. Joel King doing her part, solid as a rock as always, but just having the luxury of knowing Landers Murphy's just taking care of things on the left-hand side. 11-3, cut through them very quickly. New Zealanders cruising.
Well, that first game really was just completely dominated by the Kiwi pair, starting out really well. Landers Murphy first outing on the show court, having not played the singles, and she did not look like it was her first time on there, doing the bulk of the work in terms of winners, and maybe the Guyanan pair trying to hit to her thinking she was a weak link. But for anyone who's seen this pair in play before, they know that it's Landers Murphy that's got the firepower in terms of raw out power and outright winners down that left-hand side. It's nothing better than settling down and taking that first game so comfortably.
New Zealand mean business in this women's doubles round of 16 game. 4 minutes on that first game, they win it 11-3 and lead Guyana 1 game to love.
New Zealand lead 1 game to love. Love all.
Well, the New Zealanders kick it off again, and all players were standing in positions keen to get going very early there.
Down 1 love.
So those opportunities that the Guyanans have seen to perhaps have a look at a shot.
And this female Guyanan team have got, you know, some good role models to look up to. Nicolette Fernandez playing for Guyana in the singles in Glasgow, I know because I played her. And she was feisty, and she did really well on the PSA World Tour from such a small nation. And these women have surely got to be able to look up to her and know what's possible.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of the, especially Australia, they've found a way to keep their ageing retired players in the game, especially at the doubles level. What's happened with Fernandez that the Guyanans have not been able to do that?
Yeah, I was actually surprised. I wondered whether or not Fernandez would make an outing, particularly in the doubles. Maybe she's just, had a chance at, gave it her all. She was very much a committed, dedicated player.
3-1.
And if you're not fully in it, it's hard to drag it out for the doubles, but hopefully they can look up to her.
4-1.
Well, Khalil is just seeing none of those trickle boasts. She's left absolutely standing in her tracks every time. That ball was a good squeeze, though, just forcing an error. Just got a bit exposed there, King, and that was a very laboured movement as well. I have to point that out, Laura. She wasn't able to lunge into that very powerfully like you'd expect, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she's had a really heavy singles schedule. 5-setter in the quarters, 4-setter in the semis, and another 5-setter in the bronze medal. So she'll be trying to do her best to use this as a bit of a recovery day, hoping that she can get away without moving too much.
Yes, let 5-3.
Just opting for a cross-court kill there. We've been seeing it just constantly using the trickle boast, but it's probably good for Landers Murphy just to open up that toolkit there around the front, because, like you said, she's the more attacking player in that combination. So in this match, I think she can afford to even perhaps make a few unforced errors. That one just catches her on the body. Having said that, the Guyanans are back to 5-all here. Don't really know how.
Yeah, there's been a couple of sloppy errors from Landers. Sluggish movement from King a couple of times. So that's a great response, isn't it? And it's so hard to keep your concentration in doubles. You just take your eye off the ball or drop your concentration for a split second, and 3 rallies can go by on that 13-inch tin.
Yes, let.
Yes, let 6-5.
not just that, but even at this level, a little frame on the racket, or it's a great shot.
Well, that's exactly what I meant.
A video referee, please check.
Having a look at it, though.
Oh, front ball, sorry, correction, sorry.
Can't check.
Yes, let, we're unsure.
Oh, this is what I was saying in the match previous. Surely they can have a look at this on the replay.
Yes, let.
Very fair from the New Zealanders. They've said let's play a let. They're not sure themselves.
Please play a let.
It was good. I thought it was good in real time.
There is clear video evidence that it was up. Point to New Zealand.
That's been handled exactly what you called in the last match. The video ref has stepped in, taken control, and then sort of got to the right outcome, which is great to see. So 7-5 for the New Zealanders.
Down.
It's brilliant, isn't it, Johnny, to be able to use the technology when it's there. I know we can't always cover the tin with the cameras, but when it is there, it's great to not have to replay those points.
Yeah, I like that about Landers Murphy. She'd made the mistake on that cross-court kill previously as King, she just gets it up the Guyanan. They're under enormous pressure now as the New Zealanders have just starting to be a bit more steady in their play, but some handiwork from Khalil here, just catching Landers Murphy out, didn't have the reflex to deal with that ball.
Down. Hand out. 9-6.
But the directive of the New Zealanders seems to be quite clear that King likes to get the ball quickly onto that left-hand side with a deep ball, get Landers Murphy in front, and then let her use her attacking skills. King is still definitely just... She'll need a day or two just to really be hitting her straps, I feel here, Laura. And the fact that this is not as physical, hopefully that will give her a chance to just get her systems feeling a bit better as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a different story when it's mixed and it's King that's hitting the majority of the balls. But right now for the women's doubles, I mean, her personality, presence, ranking, experience is enough down that right-hand wall.
New Zealanders have just put that to bed finally. A little bit tricky in that game. Never really in danger, but I certainly wouldn't have expected perhaps an 11-8 scoreline. Credit to the Guyanans for fighting it out all the way. They threw everything at the Kiwis, showed a good account of themselves, and they would be pretty happy with that, I would say.
Yeah, so yet another semi-final spot they missed out on for the Caribbean. However, nothing to worry about. Mary Fangafat and Khalil give a good account of themselves, and we'll see them again in 4 years' time. Let's take a look at some other results now out of the day's competition. Let's start with the standings of the men's decathlon after 5 events. The Grenadians, Kurt Felix and Lyndon Victor. Victor is leading after 5 events with 4,327 points. And Kurt Felix, he's third with 4,145 points. The Bahamian, Kendrick Thompson, he has some catching up to do. He's 7th with 3,883 points. Of course, 5 events still left. Let's head now to the table tennis mixed doubles round of 64, where Darren Douglas and Ryan Chung of Trinidad and Tobago taking on Scotland's Dalglish and Plateau, and they lost 3-2 in that encounter. Shamar Britton and Chelsea Edgell were 3-1 winners over Neopula and the Sifi of the Solomon Islands, and Jonathan Van Long and Thurea Thomas of Guyana, they lost 3-0, 3-0 against Leong and Ying Ho of Malaysia, and Kane Watson and Solisha Young of Jamaica losing 3-1 to Abrifa and Wafi. Let's take a look now at still with table tennis, women's doubles round of 64. Chelsea Edgell and Natalie Cummins winning 3-1 against Caroline Lee and Grace Rose Yee of Fiji. In badminton, mixed doubles round of 32, Jamaica's Samuel Ricketts and Talia Richardson, they narrowly missed out on a win there against you and of Australia, losing 2-1. And these are the standings after the group of matches in netball. In Pool A, Jamaica finishing at the top of the table with a perfect 5 from 5. Barbados, the other Caribbean team, not able to win any of their games. And in Pool A, we just had, Pool B, we just had one Caribbean team, and that's Trinidad and Tobago. They too suffered the same fate as the Bajan Gems, not winning a single game. So this is how the medal table looks after day 7. Australia large and in charge with 132 medals. They have 51 gold, 42 silver, 39 bronze. England and Canada rounded up the top 3. Jamaica, they have 2 golds and 2 silvers, 1 bronze as well. They are 11th with 5 in total. And Trinidad and Tobago with 3 medals, 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. Compliments of Nicholas Paul, the cycling speedster. They are on the table as well. Bermuda, they're 20th with 1 gold. The Bahamas on the table as well, thanks to a gold medal. And they are 22nd. Sri Lanka, Barbados, finally on the medal table thanks to that silver from Shane Brathwaite. And St. Lucia, the other only Caribbean island on the table. So that's how we end our highlight show for day 7. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for joining us. Make sure that you stay tuned for our coverage on SportsMax, SportsMax 2, and on the SportsMax app. We'll have it all for you. That's it for day 7. We'll see you on day 8.